Hello guys and welcome to DEI and Impera Faction Guide. And today we talk about a very interesting and unique faction in DEI and Impera, which is the media or Astropodcast. Alright, so first we'll take a look at the media faction trait. And first we have the control group trait. We are in Eastern Control Group, so we have this trait. Plus 15% ammunition for all missile unit. This is very powerful trait we have because the media they have a lot of powerful missile unit in their roster. So more ammunition mean even more damage we can deal with our missile troop. But keep in mind that this bonus only apply for missile unit, which means all your unit who classified as melee infantry will not benefit from this trait and don't have this bonus. Alright, so next we have plus 10% wealth from all commerce building. This is also a very powerful trait because we can build a very powerful economy with this trait and our commerce building. Okay, next we move into the media faction trait. It's not the most powerful trait we can have, but it's also very useful. Increase trade income from vassal, so we can exploit this and make many vassal and have a very good trade income from them, and also improve sanitation. So yeah, we don't have to care about sanitation at all. And the last we have this diplomatic parity with all Persian faction. I think it's a good thing because with this trait we know exactly who our enemy is, and yeah, so we don't have to pick enemy, we just fight them all like that. Alright, so now let's go into the detail about this faction. First we talk about the media unit roster. The media unit roster is very good. I would say that they have one of the best unit roster in the game. They have many useful units in every category. First we talk about the spear infantry. As you can see here, we have the Sparabara or shield bearer and the elite shield bearer. These guys are very unique spearmen. They are spearmen, but they use bow as ranged weapon. They have limited ammunition and less damage than regular archer, but they have more men in their unit, which means they can still deal a lot of damage with their bow. Not only that, but they also have very high missile block chance, and they are also decent in melee. They can be a very good counter to the light horse archer and horse skirmisher, which you have to fight a lot in the eastern area of the map. I really like the Sparabara, simply because they can fill many roles in our army. Next in the spear infantry category, we have the Sachalk Guard Spearman and the Persian Apple Bearer. The Sachalk Guard Spearman is more like an offensive unit than a defensive unit. They have very good charge and attack and melee damage for a spear unit, and also they have bow and more ammunition than the Sparabara. So we can use them as support unit, then move them to the flank of the enemy and attack with their bow and spear. And lastly we have the Apple Bearer. This is the most defensive unit of the media. They have good melee defense stat, they have good armor, they have good missile block chance, and they have 300 men in their unit. So they can form a pretty good light infantry unit. And next we have the Media Phalanx Infantry. The Media has Persian Hoplite and Persian Levy Pikemen as their Phalanx Infantry. While the Persian Hoplite is just a regular Hoplite unit, the Persian Levy Pikemen is actually a very interesting unit. So they are a pike unit with very low start and no armor. But the Persian Levy Pikemen, they use a third class population, they are very cheap, and they are still a pike unit. So they are still very strong in melee, fortunately, because of the knockback mechanic of the pikemen. In fact, the Persian Levy Pikemen of the Media is the only pike unit in the game which uses the third class population, and that alone makes that unit a very good unit. As for missile infantry, the Media has pretty good archers. One of them is a Persian archer. They are just a regular archer, but they have more men in their unit, and they have pretty good range, so they can be useful. The other one is a Persian archer spearman. These guys, they have less missile damage and less range, but they have spear as melee weapons, so they can be a little bit stronger when fighting cavalry. However, they still can't take a cavalry charge, so I don't think they are very useful. We also have elite archers. The early heavy Atropatinian archers and the Imperial Reformed Royal Archers. The guys, they have very good range and missile damage, and they are also very decent in melee. Now let's move to the interesting part, the Media Cavalry. In the early game, we have the Atropatinian Lancer and the Persian Kinsman Lancer. One is a melee shock cavalry, and one is a melee shock cavalry with bow. Both of them are very strong. They have very high charge bonus. The Atropatinian Lancer are pretty fast, and the Persian Kinsman Lancer are very useful with their bow. We also have the Persian Medial Cavalry and the Media Cavalry, which are melee cavalry and a javelin cavalry, and they are also very useful too. So we have a wide range of cavalry to choose from, and powerful shock cavalry right at the start of the campaign. However, the Media unit roster do like the very light and fast cavalry. At the Iranian Reform, we have Median Horse Archer and Reformed Median Cavalry. The Median Horse Archer is a very light and fast horse archer, and the Reformed Median Cavalry is a medium horse archer which is very good in melee too. But the actual interesting unit here is the Iranian Cataphracts. They are a very strong shock cavalry at this stage of the game, have huge charge bonus and very good armor. And they have pretty good speed too, they have 7 speed. So this unit here is actually the best shock cavalry unit in the game. They are very powerful. And later at Imperial Reform, we have our late Iranian Cavalry and late Iranian Cataphracts, and these two units are absolute monsters. The late Iranian Cavalry is a very good all-around cavalry unit. They are a horse archer unit with very good range and missile damage, and also they have very good armor and charge bonus. They are very strong in melee too. They are also pretty fast for a heavy cavalry unit. They have 7 speed. The late Iranian Cataphract, on the other hand, is a very powerful shock cavalry. They can deliver really devastating charge, not because of their huge charge bonus, but also they are the heaviest cavalry unit in the game, so they can deal a lot of damage with their charge. They are pretty slow with only 5 speed, but this cavalry can destroy any cavalry or infantry unit in the game, except pikemen. Also, at the Imperial Reform, the media will have a very strong heavy infantry unit too. They are the Cavalry Heavy Infantry. This is an X unit with very good charge and very high melee damage. They can deal a lot of damage to heavy armored unit. So in conclusion, we can see that the media unit roster are very powerful. They have very strong and unique units in every category. They have strong and unique spear infantry. They have strong and unique phalanx infantry. They have strong missile infantry. They have very strong, I say, the most powerful cavalry unit in the game. And also, they also have a very strong heavy melee infantry too. What media like is a heavy infantry unit in the early game, but their strong cavalry unit combined with their very unique spear and phalanx infantry is more than enough to make up for that. Okay, and here is my favorite late game army composition as the media. We will have 8 units of late Irania cavalry. This guy has very good horse archer with high armor, high missile damage, and high range. And they are also very good in melee too. We have 2 units of late Irania cataphracts. They are the strongest soft cavalry in the game. They have massive charge bonus, massive armor, and very good melee attack and melee defense. They are very strong, very strong, and they look cool too. Over here we have 5 units of Elite Barbara, and finally 4 units of Cavalry Heavy Infantry. So our tactic will be using this horse archer to skirmish, harass, kill the enemy cavalry, wear the infantry down with their arrow, and then we further wear the enemy down with our Elite Barbara, and then we charge with the Cavalry Heavy Infantry and our late Irania cataphracts and break them. This army composition is actually very strong, especially on field battle. Okay, now we talk a little bit about the campaign. As media, we start with a province with an 3 settlement. In our initial province, we don't have any building yet, and our neighbors are Seleucid, Armenia in the north, Poltava and Pasa. Poltava and Pasa are satraps of Seleucid, so they can't declare war on us unless Seleucid declare war. However, Seleucids will have many enemies. They will be busy fighting Egypt and all other factions around here. So, the chance that they will declare war on us is very low. Which means the only threat we have is the Armenia in the north. But even so, the Armenia will rarely declare war on us. They normally fight this faction over here. So as media, we have a few possible approaches. One possible approach to a media campaign is that we will just stay here in our initial province, build this up, build our army up, and wait for the Seleucid satrap to rebel against their overlord. Then we join force with this guy and attack Seleucid. It is a possible approach and a very safe one. Another approach is that we will declare war on Armenia and quickly take their settlement. Armenia have a very good province over here with 4 settlements and gold resource. This can be a very wealthy province and we want that. Here I show you the second approach, which is we will rush the Armenia. To do that, in the first turn, we move our king, our faction leader, towards Armavy right away. Over here, we cannot recruit any useful unit. This spearman, the Eastern spearman, is very weak. The only upside of them is that they are also very cheap. So we will get a few of them, but just the minimum, like just one more, that's 2. And the rest of our army will be Persian archer. However, this will not be enough to rush the Armenia. What we will need here is this general. We'll get all of them out as cavalry. Like this. All of them. All of them. All of them. Yeah. We don't have any building in our initial province, but we do have some surplus. So we make some building slot here, and the most important building we have to build as soon as possible is the Leviathan. This one, because we will need our Sparabara and our Levi pikemen to fight the upcoming battle with Armenia. The early army of the Armenia is very weak. They only have these Levy spearmen and some cheap Levy unit, so it will be pretty easy to fight them. Alright, stay here. Bring this guy forward, you two, and keep one army back to recruit some more unit. So as you can see, if we rush the Armenia like this, we can get to armor base without. So the Armenia, they don't have any army over here. We can easily take this settlement with this army. Bring this general here too. And of course this guy. We can get into reinforcement range, but we should move. Okay, as an Eastern faction, we should make use of our superior missile and cavalry unit. The melee infantry is a spearman here. We just a distraction. We use our cavalry to harass the enemy archers, so our archers can get free hit as this guy. Just use our cavalry to harass them. Like that, moving back and forth like this. So our archers can pretty much getting free hit. After that, we can just hammer and anvil this guy with our cavalry easily. We loot this settlement because early game we need gold. We can use that gold to invest in our main province. As for general skill, as media, we focused on missile and cavalry unit. So there is some useful skill you can have on your general. One is the military conscriptor. Actually, this skill is useful for all faction because replenishment rate is very important if you are fighting a lot of battle. One more pretty good skill for media is quartermaster. Even more ammunition and more armor is pretty good because your cavalry, your cataphrag, they have a lot of armor, so this bonus in percentage will have greater effect than other faction. One more worthy skill to get is a skilled cavalryman. More charge bonus, melee attack skill and melee defense skill, very useful for your cavalry. Over here we have Tenacious Defender. Increased missile attack range can be pretty useful too. And also here we have the experienced archers, further increase our missile attack range. So if you use a lot of missile unit in your army, we can take both Tenacious Defender and experienced archer, for a very long range archer, very long and deadly archer. And of course, we have some skills that are generally good and worth to get, which is Threat Commander. Reduce morale for enemy unit, always worth to have. Also this skill, Political Reformer, research rate and reduce empire maintenance, is always worth to have. But here we try to have this one, Military Conscription. Now after taking Armor V, we will actually stay here a little bit because we want to get better unit before attacking Armenia. So here we will bring this army. Our next target will be Tospar, not Coron. Why? Because if we move here to attack Coron, the Armenia they can move freely in this area to attack us or retake Amarvi. This is actually worse than take Tospar. We can move our spy to see where the Armenian army is. We leave a small army here. We leave this small army here to deal with enemy, to deal with the rebellion which will happen here. And this guy will stay here. We bring one general back into our territories to recruit more troops. Okay, now with the levy calm, we can finally recruit some useful unit here, which is the Sparabara and the levy pikeman. So which unit is more useful? I'd say the levy pikeman is more useful in this situation. Why? Because we are fighting against all these spearmen. They don't have missile, and our pikemen will be very strong against this guy. Even these hoplite cannot fight against our pikemen. So with just 4 pikemen, we will be very confident to take on this guy. Now we have our pikemen. Let's attack. This army can only move up to here, so bring a general here, raiding, and bring this army. Get the pikemen in our main army. You guys stay here, and that's it. The Armenia attack us with this army. They have the number advantage, but they cannot win against our army. They cannot. Alright, the levy pikemen, they are very weak to missile, but they can be very strong against this infantry unit. Okay, now we can bring our cavalry around to shot this spearman in the back. Also our archer too. Alright, you see this hot archer can do very good damage here. And our archer will do the rest. Yeah, our pikeman can hold against this spear for a very long time. And we can keep circle charge with our cavalry.
Our general has fallen.
Oh, a general has fallen. That's unfortunately. All of them still have a lot HP. How can they die? Alright. These levy pikemen are strong, but we should be careful when using them because they have low morale. It's very unfortunately that we lost a general, since he still have many bodyguards left. But it's very unfortunate. Okay, and even worse, we have a random place. Random place is very bad. Alright, but it's not a problem. Oh, this is the most unfortunate, the most unlucky campaign we can have. A random general death and the place. Okay, but we can still do that. We will disband this army to get rid of the place and get this guy back here and start recruit our pikeman. Now we'll have better army with pike, sparabara, and person archer. Okay, it's very unfortunate, but we have rebuilt our army, and this is the kind of army we need to fight the Armenia. We have 6 levy pikemen, 6 sparabara, 4 person archer, and cavalry will be this general. This army is already very balanced. You can hire some more mercenary cavalry to make a full army. Okay, so this time the Armenia, they bring more cavalry, but cavalry is useless against this kind of army. We have very strong counter cavalry unit here. Alright, so now it could be very simple. We will have pikemen in the front, sparabara guarding the flank of our formation, and Persian archer in the middle. In the situation where we have to fight a lot of horse archer, it's very simple. The swap place between the sparabara and the levy pikeman. The sparabara will be in the front, and the pikeman will be at the back, guarding our flank and rear. Yeah, this cavalry will die very quick to our sparabara and person archer. Look at this. They could die very quick. Okay. The sparabara is pretty good in melee. Shot this general. Just keep use our cavalry here to short this bike of the infantry. No need to do anything else.
One of our units has used all its
The
ammunition.
pikeman can hold this guy back like forever. We can even push them. So it's a very easy win, you can see. So now it will be very simple. Just push forward and take out Armenia. And once you're done with the Armenia, there's many parts you can take. Like you can side with the Seleucid and declare war on the Eastern faction, or side with the Eastern faction and declare war on Seleucid. Your choice. I hope that you find this video useful, and if you like it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more and better video in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.